Konnichiwa, Minisan.
Hello and welcome to Famicast 288, your Famicast for the early parts of March 2025. I'm Danny Bivens, and right now I'm joined by JC.
Hey, what's up? Hey, Danny, I just realized we're right on the cusp of the Famicast anniversary, aren't we?
Wait, actually, didn't we already pass it? Like, it would have been
March
February
11th, right?
February 11th.
It's the Earthquake Day, dude. March 11th. Hashtag never forget, except
Dude,
if you're Danny.
never
you
forget. Forgot. Welcome. God. Okay, this is going to be a great show for me.
So Ty is actually, holy shit, Danny. I don't know if you are you watching the news right now?
No, actually, I'm not.
Do you have a TV? It's okay. I got a live stream actually. Shit, I think. Yeah, I mean, Ty is literally in the middle of moving house, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the last thing he said to us, he was like vacuum sealing all of his toy, like the stuffed toys, and putting them away, and he was like in the process of moving to his new house.
Yeah.
I hope this isn't Ty.
Okay.
But I'll just share this live stream. I'm watching Fuji TV at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I hope this is not Ty.
Hope not. God.
Holy shit. That's a lot of anime trash on fire. I mean, it could be him, right?
It could be.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, yeah, this was like 15 minutes ago. We should probably check in on him.
Yeah.
I'll try and text him, but I don't know.
Okay.
I got my phone in this room. But
good call.
Yeah, please pray for Ty. We hope that his anime goods have survived. If not, I'm sure he'll get working on amassing a new amount. Right?
I'm sure he would. There's never enough, UFO catchers and stuff. So,
yeah, rip in peace? Question mark.
Yes.
To be continued? Question mark. But yeah. So hopefully by next episode we'll have Ty alive with or without his anime trash. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Lemonade, genuine concern here, James. I hope Ty is okay.
Pray for him, yeah, and his anime trash, more importantly.
Yes.
There's boxes of that stuff, yeah. Yeah, I'll text him. Hopefully we'll get a response from him by the end of the show, but yeah, we'll see.
Sure. Anyway,
Danny, take it away.
More important news. We got a lot of stuff to talk about in the world of video games, and it might or might not involve Ty. So no, jokes aside. So yeah, we do have an exciting show for you guys today. Lots of cool stuff to talk about. Some really cool like news bits and stuff like that too. Hopefully, if Ty can make it, he will join in a little bit later. So we'll see. But per usual, let's just go ahead and kick things off with some new business. And JC, would you mind kicking it off?
Yeah, boy. So I don't know which one to talk about first, actually. Well, okay, I'll just talk about TOEM because it's just like the last kind of end game of TOEM.
Sure.
So that's the black and white photography game, which I highly recommend. So yeah, I just finished it the other day, and I didn't get 100%. I think something around about 70%, and that was in about just under 6 hours, I think.
Okay.
So it's not a long game. It's just it's short and sweet, and I kind of like those kind of games, actually. To be honest, like you have your 250-hour games, or the games that you never stop playing.
Sure.
Splatoon 3. But games like this, it's nice when they come along. It's like just short, sweet, enjoyable goodness, and it's just so cheerful and enjoyable. So in the end, I think there are about 6 cities, towns that you explore in TOEM, and you discover what TOEM is, and TOEM is, spoilers, it is reaching the top of the mountain and finding yourself. It's kind of like at the beginning of the story, your dad says, here's a camera, you got to go out and find the TOEM, and I guess maybe it must be a Swedish cultural thing. It's like go out and find yourself. It happens in a lot of European countries. Like people take a year out and they just drive around the country or the continent with their things like that.
America, we can't afford that. We got to get to work right away.
Well, Japan, yeah,
Japan too. Well, not necessarily. You can still live with mom and dad till you're like 40. So,
good point. So yeah, TOEM is in the bag and much enjoyed. Will highly recommend to pretty much anyone if you just want a chill game. I think my favorite town or city was this. I forgot the name of it, but it was like this really hustle and bustle, kind of really busy city where all of the people in it were ants and they were just like running around all the time. And nice. It's just like the soundtrack is really good to this game. It's very chill most of the time, and then in this city area, it was like a little bit more upbeat, and everything just seems to be crazy. This really captured the atmosphere of being in a city because you're in all of these very middle of nowhere towns, covered in snow, and there's like it's very peaceful. And then you go to the city and it's like, whoa, it's crazy. Yeah, and you're taking pictures of stuff, like crazy things that have happened around the city, like a car crash or something like that. It's really cool. And there's like
anime trash sprawled all over the street.
Exactly on fire. And there was even this kind of like kind of making fun of, I don't know, Gen Zers by it's like, oh, I need take some photos of food, and I have to be in the same photo, so you have to like get me in the shot with the food. It's like very Gen Z kind of thing to say. So yeah, and then the other game that I could have talked about this maybe a couple of episodes back, but I think it was the quiz, and I just kind of cut it short. I was like, I'll just talk about it in a future episode because we had a lot of things going on in that episode. So this is the Game Trials game from a few weeks back, and it's been mentioned on this show many times. Iconoclasts, right? Yeah. So Iconoclasts. I think we've got a video, haven't we, Dan?
Yep, I'm getting it ready.
Nice. So yeah, Iconoclasts was it only on the European or Western ones, or just the European ones?
Yeah, it wasn't on the Japanese one. Japanese one was Vampire Survivors, and then I think James like maybe at some point after that, then it was the soccer game, FC 25 or whatever.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, that just ended just this past weekend, like March 2nd or something. So
okay, wow. That's last year's one?
No, yeah, but the current one.
Wow, okay, that's pretty cool. Right?
Yeah, because it comes out every September, so I was like, man, that's pretty early. But they did that a couple of years back, but it was more like May or something, June or something. So
yeah. So Iconoclast, the name, I guess I'm just dumb. I just didn't put the two and two things together, but it has a very kind of religious overtones. Like all of the characters and the terminology are based around, religion. Okay. And it's like, oh, right, yeah, Iconoclast, right. So, yeah, I just didn't put that together until I was, started playing the game. I feel like I played a demo of this like a long time ago. Maybe. Like a part of it looked familiar. Maybe it was at an event or something. I don't remember. But so if you don't know, it's like a 2D kind of a puzzle platformer adventure game. So it's 2D and you're jumping and and you're doing stuff in the environment, like kind of like a Metroid game. But your main weapon is like a wrench. And you're using the wrench to kind of interact with the environment. So there's lots of kind of wrench-shaped things around the environment that you can twist and turn things to kind of unlock. And it's kind of like, kind of like logic puzzles. Like it's almost like one of those, not like a finger trap puzzle, but like, when you have to slide things out to get the thing out of the puzzle. It's kind of like that. It's like you have to go up and unlock this bit, then you can go around and do this bit down, and then you can get out, kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, some of them are kind of like that, and it gets like slowly more progressively difficult, like the puzzles. So I only played it for like maybe 3 hours, like just like a few days that week that it was free, quote unquote free. And you do get a gun, and there are different types of guns that you can switch between, very kind of Metroidy, like you push a button to flick between like a laser blast and kind of like a rocket explosive thing.
Sure.
So, but you always have your range, and you can kind of do melee stuff and smash stuff with it, and that's also how you do the puzzles.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a very beautiful 2D game, very colorful. It's different from Metroid in that it's very anime. It's like the characters are very anime.
Well, outside of other M, right?
Oh god. Oh god.
Which I have never played. I'm just going by reputation
God,
only. But
please don't
sorry.
talk about the game. Yeah, it's not even a Metroid game in my opinion. It's better than that.
Okay.
So it is very, very chatty, but you can push start and skip a lot of the cutscenes, which I had to do because I was on a time limit with the game trials thing, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna complete this game. I just want to see as much of the game as I can in the limited time that I have. So I did skip quite a few cutscenes, which is great because when it's just like tutorial stuff that you don't need to listen to, and then just being able to skip it is like, it's so good. So you can either read a lot of story, or you could just skip it and just skip straight to the action, which I really, really appreciate that. Games that let you do that, especially when I'm not really invested in the story. The writing is pretty good. There was a scene, I think you had it in this video actually, where it's kind of like you're crawling in this kind of space above, like there's these soldiers that you're kind of trying to avoid, and almost like a Metroid. God, what was the GBA one? Zero Mission.
Zero Mission.
Is that the one that had the kind of stealthy thing?
Fusion.
What was it? Fusion. Yeah, Fusion is the one with kind of the evil Samus, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this scene here. So like the tunnel that you're going through, it's creaky. So if you go too quickly. Sorry, it doesn't matter about the speed. It's when the guys are laughing is the only time that you can move. So if you look, the kind of those soldiers are kind of telling jokes, and they all kind of laugh really loudly, and then so you're kind of waiting for that cue, And if you have trouble hearing, it's written on the screen as well in big capital letters. Ha 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 ha.
Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of cool. Like, yeah, it has kind of little kind of twists to a regular kind of Metroidy game in that way. Yeah. So yeah, it has a lot of. It's visually very colorful, very vibrant, very detailed, like 2D artwork. I mean, you can tell this must have taken years to make, like the amount of detail and they have in the sprites, in the characters, in the backgrounds. They got like anime cutscenes as well, and it doesn't have voice, but it's a lot of story, and a lot of variation. I mean, even in just the few hours that I played, there was like foresty thing, like an underwater place, and it's like so it's a lot of variety just in the first few hours. I was really impressed. So. Yeah, you do see it from going on sale from time to time.
Sure.
So, and obviously during game trials, it was probably on sale, right?
Yeah, as they usually do. Sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I think, what was this, like maybe a 2018 release or something? It was pretty early, like in the Switch's life cycle.
I have a feeling it wasn't like a Switch exclusive. It was like a Steam game for several years and then got ported to Switch. That's my kind of
it might have. Okay, I might just remembering. I'm kind of talking out of my ass. It could have been like a console exclusive for a while, and then now I'm pretty sure it's on everything now.
Oh yeah.
I'll take a look if you have some other things to say.
Yeah. But yeah, like you meet lots of interesting NPCs, and they do lots of anime style gestures and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah, it is the old, you start off in your hometown, and then, shit goes down and you have to do something, it's that old chestnut.
Sure.
But,
wow. James, for the release, this is kind of wild. So originally released January 23rd, 2018. The original platforms were Linux, Mac, Windows, PS4, and Vita. And then it came to the Switch in August of the same year, August 2018, came to Xbox One in 2020, and then Amazon Luna in 2020 also. It's okay. Hope you guys having fun out there playing your Lunas, I guess.
Wow. Amazing. So it was like after the Switch release, but it didn't get ported to the Switch till a little bit later.
Sure.
Yeah, because I feel like Cyrus or Ty talked about this game before it came to Switch, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. There was I definitely remember somebody talking very positively about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can tell why. It's a high quality game made by, people with good skills in art.
Quality people.
Yeah, high quality people. It's a good game. So yeah, thanks Uncle Nintendo for letting me play for free for 1 week.
Exactly.
Even though I only played it for like a few days of that week.
Man, I will say it seems like every time that there are game trials, like I usually miss out on the games because I'm thinking like, I'll get to that, and then it's just done. Or it's like, I don't know, it's like I already have like a big enough library of games. It's like, what do I need to add another free one on there or something, even if it's just for a certain amount of time, put the pressure on myself. But
yeah. Yeah, and I totally missed the FC25 thing. I didn't even realize that.
It could. I don't remember. It might have just been North America too. Like I keep track of the Japanese ones more than I do the other ones because it's so weird how they're not always the same game. Sometimes they're different games for every region. Sometimes it's one game for Japan and then another for English speaking regions. Right. It's really hard to kind of keep track of all of it.
Yeah, it never matches up. It's very rare that it's a global thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like I don't think even when it is global, they somehow do it slightly differently. Like I mean, the first one, Mario Tennis Aces, but that was like slightly different times or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, we do have a whole list of all of these on the website. In that list too, there are some of the other regions, but it's mostly Japan. The Japanese stuff is all there, and I also usually put in that article too, like, is this Japan only? Is this in other regions too?
Right.
So like. That's somewhere on the website. Maybe I'll link it up in the show notes or description box for YouTube or something like that. So if you guys want to see, if you're curious, because there's been a lot of games, dude. Like it's crazy.
One of our longest running pages on the website, probably.
One of the longest,
it's been updated so many times. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty then. All right, Danny. Back to you.
Alrighty. Well, I'll go ahead and go next. Similar to James, like, he's talking about how he's finishing up TOEM. Like, I was actually just finishing up Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, which I'll just kind of touch on just a little bit briefly, because I wanted to bring a comment that we got for a review that I just posted live to our patrons. That's going to be going live on the YouTube channel later this week. But Russ actually brought up an interesting comment, and I could see where he's coming from. So Russ says, hey, I've started this on Xbox. I do like it, but it feels kind of last gen on next gen. So many guards look the same. They all seem to do the same whistle. If they find you, there's like this whistle that they have and they blow. And they're always almost looking away from you so you can bop them on the head. I guess that kind of suits the movies. They're a bit trash like that too. Stealth mechanics are from the 360 PS3 era. Okay, fair enough. I mean, with the stealth mechanics and stuff like that in the game, I didn't really have a problem with it personally. I think the game is very generous when it comes to that type of stuff. Because sometimes, like, literally the guard is looking right at you. They have this little gauge like above their head that's a shape of a circle. Right. And if that gets full, then they notice you and then they'll come after you or blow their whistle to alert their buddies or something like that. So I kind of get that. There's probably a more elegant way to go about it. But at the same time, like, do you want it to be like brutally hard, or do you want it to be kind of like fun and a little bit video gamey. I think that's where you're going to draw the line.
I know what Ty would say.
Well, I know. Maybe Russ too, man. And that's fine. Like, if that's what you want out of your game, that's totally fine. I get that. And I think
was it ever going to be a VR game, or was that never a thing?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And like with the game too, I played on like normal difficulty. There's like a baby difficulty mode where the combat and stuff like that is just apparently not hard at all. And there's also like a more difficult one too. So it's possible that maybe these elements of the game get a little bit tougher whenever you're playing like that.
It's really interesting. Like I watched, I think it was like a What Culture or something like that. You know, one of those YouTube channels that do those clips of stuff. Sure. And there was like an Indiana Jones kind of compilation clip where they're talking about like best story or best characters and stuff, and they included this game in the kind of the canon of Indiana Jones, and it kind of got me thinking, because it's not a gaming channel, right? It's like it's for just normal people, normies.
Well, what culture? I do watch the wrestling stuff sometimes, so
yeah. I mean, I think they do have a gaming one as well, like What Culture Gaming. But like, it just made me think, like, oh yeah, Indiana Jones fans are probably going to want to play this, or like at least see the story, and because it looks so much like Harrison Ford, and the voice is pretty good replica of Harrison Ford. So I think maybe normies would want to play this, or maybe at least watch their significant other play it. It's like, oh, okay, can I play this for a little bit? And then it's like they play it, and it's like, if it was like balls to the wall hard, like Metal Gear Solid, what level difficulty, they wouldn't do it, right?
Difficulty in the sense that you got to watch 4 hours of cutscenes before you can play the game. Right. No, but like I said, they must have thought about people like that, because like I said, there is a mode where it's just like a lot of bigger games do this now, like non-Nintendo games. Like make it so, hey, you want to focus on the story, this is easier. Here's normal, and then here's like super hard. So I like that, and I think that's just good for gaming in general. You can get more people in and play your game. So
yeah, the third BioShock game, I played the whole BioShock trilogy at one point. The third one definitely had that mode. Like I forgot what they called it, but it was like story heavy mode or whatever. Sure. It's like, because it had a really interesting story, and people just want to see the story. It's like
But anyways, I thought that was an interesting comment from Russ. I mean, like I said, whatever, man. Like it might change a little bit if you're playing on harder difficulty. It's like I'm playing it for fun, and I did a review, but like it's my review. Why do whatever the hell I want, I suppose.
It's good. Much enjoyed. Available now on the YouTube channel.
Yes. Well, no, it will be soon.
Available soon.
Yeah. But anyways, the game I wanted to talk about today more in detail is something that I picked up last summer and kind of just started getting back into just this week. And that is Famicom Detective Club, Emio, the Smiling Man. So
do you remember when Ty was reading out a letter and it said from Emio?
Yes.
It's like, dude, no, yes. Okay. So tell me, what was Emio up to?
Well, murdering people with and putting paper bags in their heads. Anyways, like back in the summer, they had a free demo, and it's still available. And the free demo, it came out like in over a couple of weeks or something like that. And it's basically like the first 3 chapters of the game, which is pretty generous. It's about 3 hours of content, depending on how fast you play. So yeah, I even though I had bought the game, when I put the cart in, I just realized, like, wow, I haven't actually played the real game until like just a couple of days ago. It's like, all right, well, let's go. So
classic Bivens.
Yeah.
Classic Bivens. He Bivens'd it.
Yeah, but like I said, coming from, it's kind of similar to like what you said, James. Sometimes you have a game that you played for like a long time or whatever, and sometimes it's nice just to get into something that's completely different. And I think this, Emio is a visual novel. It's not as involved as something like Indiana Jones. And Indiana Jones ended up taking me about 30 hours, but apparently Emio can be finished in like something like 10 to 15. So I was like, okay, I can deal with this. It's just reading some text. I think the story is interesting, so let's give it a shot. And I talked about this back at, I think, our August podcast, maybe the late August podcast, when my Mac broke and I was on my PC, and anyways, like, I mean, this is very much a visual novel. So if you hate those type of games, I don't think this is going to change your mind because I mean, a lot of text, and it's basically like you got to be kind of buy into the story. Just as a recap and like unspoilery, basically there was this urban legend of this guy called Emio, the Smiling Man, who kills people and then puts like plastic bags on their faces and stuff like this. And it was based on these series of killings that happened in the real world in this game. So, right. And then like basically something else happens like in the present day, and you're a kid that's 19 years old and a detective. It's like, I don't know how the hell that happens, but you're kind of tasked with helping figure out like, how did this new murder come about? You know, looking up and talking to people, going to different places, looking at different evidence and stuff like that. So, and actually, oh yeah, Lemonade brings us up.
He's back again.
He's back. So I would have liked Emio if it had English voices. I can understand that, and I think
it's Japanese voice, isn't it?
Japanese voice only, okay. And the first one. I never played the English version because I just played the Japanese version that had not only Japanese voice only, it also had Japanese text only too. But one cool thing you can do, like if you're out there trying to learn some Japanese, okay, some of the characters are freaking weirdos. Do not imitate what they say, but you can actually go into like a dialogue box and replay like what they say, and you can see what's being said like in English. So if you wanted to practice some Japanese about some of these things, some of it's useful, some of it not so useful and stuff like that. But I thought that was pretty interesting. So like I said, I'm just kind of playing through, just kind of getting a little bit deeper into the story, finding out more about this new murder case, trying to see who's the killer, who are some suspects, and then also looking back at the old cases that happened before this present time in the game, and just trying to see if this has any connection with this current case. So it's pretty interesting, I think, in that respect. Some of the characters can be a little bit corny. Like I think because like your character is like the main character, but he has a partner character that's a girl. And I think her dialogue is just super stiff. And like James, you've probably heard just sometimes like Japanese women, like especially on TV, when they're talking in some TV shows, it's just so stiff and it just seems just so phoned in. It's just like, because then like there's a couple of other female voice actors in the game that are absolutely awesome. They fit their roles fine and this type of stuff. But I think even the main character, the boy, like he just sounds just like a normal dude, you know, and I think that's great. But the girl, this sounds just like a phoned in, just trying to be careful of her words type of a, you know, stereotype, which I thought was kind of annoying. But
yeah. Well, you know, my opinions on Japanese acting and TV show in general.
Yeah, I know.
It's probably better if I don't say anything.
Sure. I mean, obviously, I mean, okay. Well, we'll just leave it at that. I like some Japanese TV shows. A lot of it's trash, but you could probably say that about any country, honestly.
All of it's trash. Got it.
Yeah, sure.
I'm surprised that Lemonade's not a fan of the Japanese voices. He's a huge fan of the anime stuff. Or maybe it's just the anime trash, not actually anime.
Right. Yeah. So, like I said, for me, this has been kind of like a palate cleanser from Indy Jones. Not in the sense that like, I hated Indiana Jones. No, I absolutely loved it. It was great. But I just wanted something just completely different. And I think this kind of fits that. And like I said, too, like if you guys are out there thinking, hey, I want to try this out, guess what? Free demo, very lengthy. If you play that and still don't know if you want this game, I don't know what to tell you. Because I think it gives you a really good idea of what you do, how you go about things. A lot of menus, a lot of clicking, and a lot of listening and trying to get things out of people. But
you always surprise me when you get into these kind of visual novel games. What was the other one that has not been localized?
Oh, Buddy Mission Bond.
Yeah,
that's a weird one, man, because it's like a combination of visual novel and they actually also have some action elements and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Which is
I tried that has a demo as well. I tried the demo, and I didn't like it.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's a little bit weird. I thought it was cool overall. I still haven't like cleared it, but I played for like 25-30 hours something. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, quite a while. Now it's been like 4 years, so I don't know if I want to jump back in. But
It's like putting a book down and coming to it 4 years later. So,
right. And hey, even with that said, a lot of like RPGs and visual novels have little features where if you miss out on something if you come back to it, they say, hey, do you want a recap of what was there? Dragon Quest has been doing this recently. Every single time you load up the game, it says, hey, do you want a recap of what happened? Even if you literally just shut down the game, booted it back up like 2 seconds later, it'll give you that option if you want it.
Yeah, when you were talking before about, it has a really good demo, and then, you only played the demo and you didn't actually play the real game. That reminds me of what you said about Dragon Quest 11.
Sure.
Because that was the same deal, right? And also Dragon Quest 11, another similarity, it does have a recap when you load it up. Yeah, so.
Yep.
Yeah,
for the record,
you never went back to that game, right?
No, I did.
Oh,
no, I played for the demo. I played about 7 hours, and then I bought the game and I played it for 10. So maybe somewhere around like 20 hours, something like that. So
I see. Yeah, you didn't even see the first ending, right?
No, of course not. No, close.
Yeah. That game has 3 endings. I got to the second one, and I was like, yeah, that's enough.
Sure.
Yeah.
A couple of comments in here. From Lemonade. He says, I couldn't finish the demo, too much reading. Fair enough. Like I said, if you're not into, because there's a lot of reading. If you understand excuse me, if you understand Japanese, it's fine. You could listen. But then Balls asks, like, are you replaying this? I'm playing this now. So I didn't beat it yet, so I'm just playing it. And about halfway through, getting close to the halfway point or something like that. Probably about 7 hours in or something. So, yeah.
Get on with it, mate.
Yep. I'm trying. Really am. All right. Well, like I said, Time might be joining us later. It depends. Who knows?
Good luck to him.
Yes. But anyways, that is going to do it for the new business. So we're going to go ahead and move on to a little bit of Now Playing at Famicast.com.
Dig in.
Now Playing at Famicast.com. Lots of stuff up on our Patreon, website, YouTube, all that type of stuff. And we're going to tell you guys all about it. Let's see here. So, oh my God. Actually, James, you missed out, man. At the end of the last episode, towards the end of the last episode, we were talking about how we had Famicast Game Night coming up. That happened like the weekend after the last show. It was awesome. I had suggested.
I watched the highlights on YouTube.
Nice.
Well, no, not officially on YouTube, on the Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I should put those on YouTube public. Anyways, we were going to play a bunch of stuff, but we ended up just playing through Doom 1, like all of Doom 1 in its entirety. We had a good crew out there as well. I mean, obviously it was me and Ty. Lemonade was there. Balls was there. James Allen came in, and Russ was there too. I don't think I missed anybody. Yeah, so there's 6 of us. In the end, we're co-oping Doom 1, which is so fun and super smooth. We're all playing on different systems and stuff too, so that was great.
I've never seen Doom 1 being played with 6 people at the same time. It's because it's like a single player game. It's like but it's cool how when one person picks up a key, then everyone gets it. That was really cool.
Yeah. So that was great. I'm glad that we got to that. Maybe next time we'll do Doom 2. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but that was fun. Obviously, thank you guys. I just want to give another shout out to the patrons. Thank you guys for your support and also just playing games with us and having a good time. Other than that, last week I posted a Famicom Disk System merch video. You guys should check that out. Some really cool Japan exclusive merch that you can get at Nintendo Tokyo. Learn all about it. It's probably the best Nintendo Disk System merch that you're going to find out there. There's not much, so it's not hard to.
I have a card case, that yellow card case thing.
You got one too? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've had it for a while. It's been my Suica holder for a good couple of years.
Oh, mine are just in the boxes, still back there. So.
Of course, on the shelf.
Yeah, of course. Look good there. Yeah, and actually something that's coming up this weekend that I will be attending. So there's an event coming up in Tokyo. It's called the Tokyo Indie Games Summit 2025, happening in Tokyo. Indie Games, where I think I mentioned this a couple weeks back. The Famicast is a media partner officially, alongside of logos like Famitsu and 4Gamer, Silicon Ara. It's
sponsored by the Famicast.
Yes, not sponsored, but anyways, I'll be going
paid
there.
For by the
Paid for completely. Thank you guys for your contributions. All our money's gone.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'll be going there on Saturday, maybe Sunday, probably this Saturday, just to play some games. I'm writing up like a kind of like a preview article that I'll probably put on the site maybe tomorrow, at the latest, maybe Friday. So if you want to take a look and see what I'm looking forward to trying out, see that. And then, and High Tani has a comment here too. He said, "Hey, I was there last year. Was planning to go again this year, dude. All right, maybe I'll get to see High Tani there. That'd be cool.
Nice.
Good seeing him." And anyways, looking forward to that. And just the last thing too, like I said earlier, there's an Indiana Jones review coming out on the YouTube channel publicly. Not only obviously I played it on Xbox X Series S, but I also talk a little bit about how the game plays via remote play. So hopefully, if you're interested in that type of thing, because at this point, if you want to watch bleeding edge tech critiques about the game, you've probably already watched it. I don't think many people talk about that way. So
the worst way, yeah.
Maybe.
No, I mean, about that. Yeah.
It's got to be somebody interested out there. It's like I can't be the only one, right? That's like kind of like my thinking. So we'll see. Maybe I am. Anyways, all this and more.
And maybe again, then, yeah.
That's right. All right. Oh, geez, James, dude.
What JAPANews?
That's right, folks. It is time for the JAPANews. This is the time of the show where we talk about the latest and greatest comings and goings of Japan and all sorts of stuff. So got some interesting topics to talk about today, some more than others. Balls to hope you guys buy some S2 games.
Switch 2 games at the Indy place, yeah. They're probably, yeah. We've got to ask every developer, is this coming to Switch 2?
Well, there's literally going to be like, I think there are literally like maybe like 100 exhibitors or something like that. So it's going to be a busy day.
We'll ask every single one of them.
Okay, it's going to be busy 4 hours on Saturday. It's going to be great. Yeah. Anyways, JC, do you want to take this first bit of news?
Righty then. So, yeah, this is a first in a bad way, unfortunately. Yeah. So the Nintendo Switch Online has removed a game. Super Soccer, aka Super Formation Soccer in Japan, will be taken off the service this Friday, March 28th. That's not this Friday.
Sorry.
As of Friday, March 28th, it was later confirmed that the game would be removed from other territories as well on the same date. Thoughts, Danny?
Yeah, so originally, for some reason, I read, even though literally it's, I think somebody wrote March, and the Japanese had a 3, for the third month. And for whatever reason, it registered in my brain as February. And the news came out on that day. So wow, they really just literally took the game off, and 10 minutes later tweeted about it. Said, "Sorry, lol. No, that's not what happened."
And then later you retroactively made the Famicast anniversary also March.
I did. Yeah. I did actually. Yeah. Weird how that works. I'm trying to think, James, did we try this one out? Or maybe, I don't.
This is a Super Nintendo game.
Yeah.
We didn't play Super Nintendo games.
But I thought we did play a couple, but no, we played.
Just we did. I think we played like 1 or 2.
Mario Kart and then that Stunt Race FX.
Well, that's right. Yes. Yeah. We didn't get around to this one.
Yeah. I must have just fiddled around with this by myself. But I mean, kind of a cool looking like Mode 7 soccer pitch and stuff like that they got going on.
Yeah, there were just so many better football games on Super Nintendo. This one was not. I mean, this is just called Super Soccer, right? In the West, right? So this is just your basic bitch one. It's like, on an NES you have tennis, baseball, soccer, where it's like, black box games, which is just like the most basic one ever.
Sure.
The later ones improved it, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's the same for this one.
Okay.
So the one that European/British people often fondly remember is International Superstar Soccer,
ISS.
which is ISS. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Which later became the Pro Evolution games on the modern
11
consoles. Oh, weird.
Yeah,
you got to. That's how Japanese people go. Weird. That's an abbreviation of winning 11. So yeah, ISS and ISS 98 were just chef's kiss, like fantastic.
I remember reading the reviews on IGN like back in the day about those games. It made me want to play them. I just never did.
And there's another one called Sensible Soccer, which is even better. Which is like, I would actually recommend Sensible Soccer to Americans, because it's like it's super fast paced. It's like, you know, almost like ice hockey game. Just like pass, shoot. You know, like really quick. Like no, you never passing back and forth. Like, you know, I know a lot of Americans say, you know, football is just, you know, passing back and forth for 90 minutes and then it's like one goal. Yeah, sensible soccer is not like that. Yeah.
I mean, there are some people that say that. I mean, I can understand their point of view. I mean, but then again, I like baseball, so it's like that. I don't know what could be more boring for non-sports fans, like soccer or baseball. Like, I don't know. But at the same time, like, you know, I think because you are passing around, you're trying to find like the right moment to get a goal. When you get a goal, it's huge. And baseball's kind of the same way. It's like you got somebody literally throwing the ball in there, like, you know, 150, 160 kilometers an hour or whatever, and you're hitting it with a tiny stick. I mean, and trying to get it past people and then run around in circles until you go back to where you started. That's insane. But anyways, one thing I want to talk about this, and Balls kind of bring this up as well. So he says, hey, it sucks that they took games off of like the, you know, the system, like Nintendo Switch Online, but even worse, how quickly and without notice it was removed. Yeah. And it's sorry, but Balls, I was an idiot, like in the Discord, and I said it was removed in February 28th. It wasn't. It's coming up soon. But yeah, not a great trend if this is how they're going to handle removals. I mean, yeah, they did give a month's notice, but then, you know, we were kind of talking about this a little bit in the Discord. I've seen some other discourse on this online and stuff like that too, because it's like, okay, who owns this license? It's like Spike Chunsoft, and then who owns Spike Chunsoft? It's like Kadokawa Games or something, like the company that Sony bought like a big stake in recently and stuff like this. So it's like with licenses and like weird stuff like this, it's really hard to predict how this stuff's going to go down, because this game was, I think, originally published by Nintendo outside of Japan. So it's freaking weird, man. It's bound to happen more. It's bound to happen again. I think it's just really hard to predict who or how this is going to come. I mean, if it was just a Spike Chunsoft thing, then I think all the other Spike Chunsoft games that have been on the service would have been on the chopping block, like, well, now, but they haven't said anything else.
Sure. Danny, can I change my answer from last time when I said International Superstar Soccer?
Okay.
There's another one, Striker and World Cup Striker.
Okay.
I like those as well.
Now you got to change it back to ISS, dude. Sorry.
Yeah, I think I had World Cup Striker.
Okay.
For SNES back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Well, the first football or soccer game that I bought was FIFA 2002 on the GameCube.
Oh, okay.
This is on sale, like $20 at Walmart, because nobody in my town likes
right.
soccer.
Nobody wants it. Yeah.
It's like, I was like, "Yo, let's go," and got that. So it's fun. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I thought that Super Soccer was an interesting looking game, but I think the more concerning thing is like how fast or what other games are going to be taken off the service, like all that type of stuff. So yeah,
it's weird. Well, probably just weird licensing things, but yeah, you never know.
Sure.
Well, they kind of avoid that most of the time by just not having any licensed stuff, right?
Right.
That's the thing. It's like,
but like too, I don't think this game has licensed players or licensed teams or anything. I thought it was those countries. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is. So it's like, you don't have a license on the country of Belgium. Do you? I don't know.
Yeah, I just mean that whatever the license. Oh, yeah. The weird thing is that it's going to be taken off on every country, right? Every version of it. Yeah, that's the weird thing. Because you know how Japan has weird licensing agreements, like the Harvest Moon thing, where it's like, I think, is it one of the Harvest Moon games only on in the West and it's not on the Japanese?
Now it's on both. The Super Nintendo one and the N64 one are on both.
Okay, yeah. But there was a time when it wasn't like that, right? Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it's always, Japan has weird licensing laws. It's like, it's just weird. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Paul's another comment here too. It says, also it seems they should be replacing any games that are removed when they are removed. They literally are devaluing the service like this. I mean, yeah, literally. I mean, on the other hand, it's just one game, and on that same hand, how many people are playing this game? I don't know. But at the same time, it's like whoever has this license, like what the hell else are they going to do with this game? Like, did they find another suitor or something that's going to pay them more than what Nintendo's paying them now? It's just got to be a case of that whoever owns this license doesn't know or doesn't care about making any money off of it, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I watched a deep dive video about why Mother 3 will never come to the West. It's really interesting. I mean, if you're interested in those kind of things, it's definitely worth a look. I'll try and find a link to it. But it's like basically comes down to, things like the Red Cross is a trademark in the US. But, in Japan, it's like they don't care, like the copyright rule is different. Like it can only be certain things that can be trademarked, like they have music which sounds like Michael Jackson music or Blues Brothers music. In Japan it's like you can't copyright that, but in the West you can. So it's like you would get into trouble.
So it's like it's too similar, so you can't do it, is like what you mean?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's just really weird. It basically, bottom line is Japan has weird and different licensing laws and those kind of things. So,
sure.
So yeah, please understand.
Or not.
Talking of please understanding.
Oh my God, he lived.
He lived.
I lived, bitches.
How you doing?
Nice.
Absolutely miserable. How about you?
Well, I'm glad that you are fine. It looked pretty bad, man.
It looked pretty bad, man. But we saw the fire. And,
the fire on the highway. Anime trash all sprawled out all over the place on fire. I'm glad that you survived. Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
What's good?
Yeah, it looks very nicely packed up. Is that that must be spare boxes. Yeah, this is
most of these are full. There, like a few on the top are still empty. But yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah, Ty, to know what we're talking about, just watch at some point. Just watch the beginning of the podcast.
All right,
just like the first 2 minutes or something. So
sure.
So
I'm guessing there was an explosion at the anime warehouse.
You just have to, you tell us.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you're here for news, so we can keep going on with the news. We just talked about the first game getting removed off of the Nintendo Switch Online service, but we're going to go ahead and move on to just a little bit of talk about Pokemon Legends Z-A or Z-A, as it's called.
A hotly contested point.
Yeah, well, in Europe and Japan for this. So yeah, I mean, last week was a Pokemon Direct. There was a few things that were shown off. A lot of it not really so interesting necessarily to me. I know, some of you guys out there like Pokemon. You're really into this type of stuff and like all that, but yeah, I don't know. And my initial takeaway from this is, wow, they made this look like all of the other Pokemon games. Now I don't care. If you guys think back to Pokemon Legends Arceus, like when that came out, and just I'll let this trailer play for a little bit about Z-A and stuff like that, because there are some changes. They said what's one of the big things? One of the big draws is in a series. First is letting trainers take action in real-time battles, and it's like, okay, that's cool, I guess. I mean, this just seems like this is aimed more at like Pokemon players, like hardcore Pokemon players, like every single Pokemon game out there, except something like Arceus. I think what Arceus did, it showed the Pokemon in a completely new visual aesthetic, completely new place, like old school Japan, and it was supposed to be based on like Hokkaido. And I'll throw that up here too, and you guys can kind of just think about comparing this new trailer to that and see which looks more visually interesting to you, and maybe both of them suck to you. I don't know. But
yeah, I thought Arceus was kind of interesting, like the old style, Japanese style.
Yeah.
Open worldness to it.
Yeah.
It's weird how they would limit it to a city, isn't it, with this new
one? It seems like it's quite large, that's cool, I guess. But and then there are areas in the town of this new game that have this is where Pokemon run around at, and you can go find them there. It's like, that's kind of weird to me.
Yeah, that is weird.
I mean, yeah. So again, I know there are some people out there that are really into Pokemon, and you're probably screaming and saying how stupid I am because I don't realize A, B, and C. But it's like, at this point, I don't think Pokemon. Well, okay, Pokemon is obviously isn't
telling me this isn't Pal World.
Yeah. Anyways, I with the Legends moniker, I thought they're going to like do these type of things that were supposed to like back in time or something like this. Like this whole aesthetic was, some kind of like a quote unquote historic type of a setting with Pokemon, which I thought was cool and just completely different. Aside from like that Pokemon Conquest game that came out on DS,
So
like Nobunaga.
It's using the city from one of the previous Pokemon games, right? So
X and Y.
X and Y. So it is weird. It's like, using the Legends moniker, but then just having it as almost like not a remake, but just like a, like a modern version of like, that game.
Yeah.
It seems kind of weird. Like, yeah, with the Legends game, it feels like they should do it somewhere new, and have, maybe they're saving the brand new game, like the next generation for the Switch 2. I don't know. This is just a kind of like because they have to do a Pokemon game like every year or every other year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think they had the time to. Well, wasn't it like broken to shit, Legends, when it got released?
No. That was Legends is okay. I mean, there are. It's not perfect, but that was shit. Oh my god, Sword and Shield maybe, or whichever ones. I mean, there are a lot of them that are just not good in terms of like performance, but even though that's usually the case with some of these games, people still love them because they're fun to play. Gameplay's fun. And I get that, especially like younger crowd, they don't care that much about it unless it's to the point where it literally makes it so you can't play. So it's not that bad for some of these newer Pokemon games, but I don't remember Legends having big glitches or anything like that. Sometimes frame rate kind of chugged a little bit, or textures looked like crap, but it wasn't ever. I never felt it was like so bad that I thought like, why the hell did you guys even do this? Never felt like that. But yeah, anyways, I'm disappointed. I was hoping for like Pokemon Legends Arceus 2 essentially, but no, they're not going to do that with this particular game coming out this year. And it's coming out in the fall. Like the English speaking thing said later, like late 2025. The Japanese one said Aki, fall or autumn for those of you out there that don't know what that means.
Danny, it might have been Scarlet and Violet. The ones that were broken, because that wasn't also a fully open world game.
Okay, yeah.
So
I'm sorry. Again, not really Pokemon. Cyrus was like the Pokemon guy, and he's been gone for a while. So
wow, they've had quite a lot of Pokemon games on Switch, haven't they? They had the Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee in 2018, Sword and Shield in 2019, and then they did 2 DLCs for that.
Yep.
And then Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl in 21.
Yep.
And then Arceus and Scarlet and Violet both in 2022. That's why it was broken. And they had 2 DLCs.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Yeah, and I've also had Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Unite, Pokemon Cafe. Fucking hell. Enough Pokemon for you?
Nope. Just to go back to the chat, the guys have been chatting a little bit about Super Soccer a little bit. Hi Tani said Super Soccer was kind of infamous in Germany because when you play, sometimes it shows Scheißen shot in big letters on the screen when you have a good opportunity. But he says due to a bug, sometimes it says Scheißen shit. Yeah, that's awesome.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Wow. So Scheißen is shot and Scheißen is shit.
Scheißen.
Or maybe we reversed it. Maybe the pronunciation.
Anyways, hi Tony. Sorry, man. I'm not trying to like butcher your language or something, dude. I'm Americans. That's what we do. So that's what I do. So,
what an asshole.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Yes.
Oh, Balls wants Palworld YB.
Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait for that one.
Original idea, do not steal.
Yeah. Hi, Tony, too. He says, you pronounce it the other way around. No worries. The A.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I'm not even going to attempt it anymore unless I go watch it like a 5-minute video of somebody speaking German. Then I'll get it. Maybe.
So it should be Scheißen, but it actually says Scheißen.
Yeah. Okay. Next, actually, James, I put you down on the agenda, but actually, could Ty do you want to
Oh,
take this
boy.
next bit? This is really cool. And James talked about
Oh
this in our
yeah,
Discord, actually.
I saw some screenshots of this just randomly. New
Yeah.
2D Terminator game is coming to console and PC. It looks like a real ass 90s game.
Steam.
I'm down
Yeah,
for it.
boy.
Yeah.
Titled Terminator 2D, No Fate, 16-bit side-scrolling shooter. So is it like Metal Slug or something?
We'll see in just a couple seconds, but
All right.
I'm showing the trailer like right now. A lot of really
Okay.
cool, like anyways.
So it's
2D
coming
art.
to everything on September 5th.
Yep.
There'll also be a physical and
Yes.
digital collector's edition. The game is being developed by Bitmap Bureau. They did Xenocrisis.
Yeah.
Published by Reef Entertainment.
Mhm.
Who?
Right. Okay. I'll get into this in a second.
All right. I want to hear all about it.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah. What else do I got? Sorry.
Let's see. Oh, they're putting out games on like Mega Drive, Dreamcast. All right. Oh, they're one of those companies. Okay, that's sick.
Yeah. So like with that game Xenocrisis, like I didn't even know anything about it. I forgot that it even released because it's a I think a top down, like a twin stick shooter, and very like Genesis style, Super Nintendo style game, kind of like what this Terminator 2 game is, but like that originally released on at the time modern platforms, and then they did ports to every old console imaginable: Neo Geo, AES, Mega Drive, Genesis, N64, Game Boy Advance, basically anything that can handle it, like GameCube. They have a version on that too. Is crazy.
That's awesome.
And they're going to do it with this too. It's like going to be on all the high-end consoles, Switch, stuff like that. And then they said retro, like on their website, but they didn't say what or when the retro stuff is coming. Typically, it seemed for them, it's been usually a couple of years later to probably work out whatever they need to work out, maybe to get all this stuff done, because you can get them physically or digitally for those old consoles as well, which is kind of cool.
It looks so good. They've got all the best scenes from Terminator 2. They clearly know the movie very well.
Right.
Yeah. It's so good.
I love the naked Arnold. They just got him in there, man. That is great.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
animation is great. Like Sarah Connor escaping the insane asylum, all that kind of stuff.
That's so good. If they port this to Super Nintendo, like I wonder how big the cartridge is gonna be.
Right.
Yeah,
this looks like way more than like 32 megabytes.
Well, I mean, this is too like higher resolution version and stuff like that. This is and stuff. So I think this trailer, they had it up to like 4K. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna download that one. Or I mean, watch that one.
Right. But yeah, I want to see what they do with the retro platforms, because people have certainly invented ways to kind of cheat with the hardware, and I want to see what they can do.
Yeah, because like I said with the game Xenocrisis, there's so many Xeno games, man. It gets kind of confusing. But I had seen one of my favorite N64 YouTubers, Glenn Plant, who has British guy actually, James.
Plenty. Yeah, I know him well.
Yes. Well, anyways, like he has like a whole bunch of N64 reviews, and just like I saw that, and I was like, what the hell is this game? And he said, like, and then I watched it. And he's like, yeah, this is actually like a modern game, but it was just released on the N64. So he's like, I had to get it. And I mean, there probably are some conceits that they make. I mean, it sounds like I think they have 2 games that they've already done this type of a thing with, where they have a modern platforms and then like these retro things. So they must have some kind of a system down, maybe to make these as efficiently as possible. So
right, I think I brought a couple of games onto the show in past years that have like been released on like NES and stuff.
Yeah,
sort of. If you have like a flash cartridge.
It just sounds so expensive. Like, how do you release it on that many different consoles physically?
I mean, like, and then the prices, because they still sell that other game I mentioned. It's like Super Nintendo version, like 50 pounds or something. So it's not cheap, and it comes with a box and like manual and stuff too. So it's
cool. There's even a physical Xbox version. Wow.
Yeah. Well, it's not Japan, so.
Oh yeah, there you go. Good point.
Yeah.
What is that rating on it? Is that like
Peggy 16?
Peggy 16.
Right. Yeah. They must be based, obviously, because their website was like based in pounds. So I'm pretty sure they're based in the UK then. So.
All right.
So is there Bitmap? What's it called? Bitmap Bureau. Is that an evolution of Bitmap Brothers back in the day?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Because they were quite famous in the 80s, Bitmap Brothers.
Good.
Back when, studios were like literally two people who were brothers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's how Rare started, right?
Yeah. Stamper Brothers and all the rest. Jeff Minter or whatever his name is. All those guys.
Yeah. But anyways, the name of the game again, Terminator 2D, No Fate. Terminator 2D, No Fate. It's coming out September 5th. On the modern platforms. No announcements for retro just yet. Again, that's Xbox. I don't think they just say Xbox. So
Xbox.
You can play that on the series systems or one. I'm assuming PS4, PS5, Switch. So
can you complete the sentence? No fate, but what we make for ourselves.
There it is. I will be honest. I've only watched Terminator 2 like twice.
Oh man,
and
Terminator 2 is my joint favorite movie of all time.
Okay, well, the last time I watched it was on Laserdisc in 2009.
Brilliant, the way to watch it.
It's not a good time.
Yeah. Did you play with the little action figures?
No, I didn't have any of those.
You need that for the full experience.
Okay, damn. Well, they're probably hell of expensive now, but
it was definitely one of the best early DVDs like that I ever had. I had the steel case thing, the special edition.
Cool.
It was so fucking good. It's like a real metal with like imprint on the front. Yeah, embossed. It's so good. Definitely my favorite DVD.
Sick.
Next.
Yeah. Just a quick hitter. I don't have a video for this or anything like that. This news actually just popped up this morning. So yeah, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 is coming to Switch. Yeah, unfortunately not 1080, but pretty good extreme sports type of thing.
Isn't it actually Tony Hawk 3 plus 4?
Yeah, 3.
Am I tripping?
No, you're right. Did I not put that down there? God. Oh my God, I did not.
Because it was 1 plus 2, right? And then
that's already out. And yeah, this is coming to the Switch and all other consoles on July 11th.
7-11.
Yeah, so for the bigger, for the more powerful hardware and stuff like that, they're going to be releasing a demo if you pre-order the game, and that demo is going to be available in June. That is not going to be available on the Switch. They specifically said that in very small text, like under all sorts of stuff on their site, but they do say like, hey, for pre-orders, or like if you get the digital deluxe version, Doom Slayer is like a playable character as like a skater.
Amazing.
And so it's like one of the Revenant guys and stuff.
That's awesome. I was wondering about that because Doom Guy was in the PC port of Tony Hawk 3.
Okay.
And he had really high stats except for vertical because Doom Guy can't jump in Doom.
That makes sense. Yeah, so they got that. There's some little outfits that you can give your skater. I think like shirts and stuff, maybe even some boards. They also have this collector's edition with like what the hell? I forgot the terminology for skateboards. I looked it up this morning when I was writing a story or whatever. But like, no, like the name. What do you call it? A deck. This, if you pay whatever obscene amount of money for the collector's edition, you get a deck for this game that's like has this kind of fake Tony Hawk autograph on it, and they specifically say there too, like this does not include wheels, this does not include bindings and like other stuff. It's like
wheels not included.
It's like this is not a skateboard. This is just that. It's like skaters probably know about this shit, but it's like I look at it, I'm like that seems like
a skateboard. You just
if you have all the other stuff, you can make it a skateboard. So, but anyways, I thought that was cool. I liked Tony Hawk 3. It's like one of the only ones I owned back in the day, despite having
at around GameCube launch, it was like one of the few games available.
Yeah. I got it pretty early on too on the GameCube.
Yeah. Was it available at launch?
Not at launch, but or very close to, if not at launch.
I feel like it was like one of my first 3 GameCube games.
Yeah. I'd have to look it up. I'm all I'm thinking of in my head is like, Universal Studios. We just mentioned Wave Race, the terrible game Universal Studios that came out at Game.
I played that. That was so awful.
I never played it, but I want to.
It's miserable. You'll love it.
Cool. The game where you literally pick up trash, right?
Oh man, that sounds awesome.
It's like you go to a mini game, but the mini game is like just a cut scene with no
Ooh.
interactivity.
Oh, so it's Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Well, except it isn't even a good cutscene.
Oh, okay. Oh, that sucks.
It's like here's the attraction. It's like a fountain or something.
Oh boy.
And then like Woody Woodpecker like screeches at you.
Jesus Christ.
Pick up trash. You bum.
It's awful in a way that's like fun to rip on it.
Sure.
So you should play it with someone you want to torture.
Probably just by myself and maybe make a video of it someday. I don't know. Torture everyone who watches it. Just to get caught up on the chat here before we move on. Hi Tani. Oh, this is kind of fun too. Said back to the spelling. The German version of Zelda, Chic, is spelled a certain way in Germany so it doesn't accidentally come across as maybe shit or something like that. Essentially,
it's not shike.
Yeah,
it's chic.
Chic. Yeah. Balls had a comment about T2 game. He said, man, that looks awesome. Has a classic Contra feel. Lemonade said, this looks cool, but I'm not sure if I would like playing it. I could understand that if you're not into that type of game.
He actually wrote, I would like paying it, but maybe it's the same meaning. It doesn't matter. It doesn't want to pay for it. I'll play it.
There you go. It can be the same thing.
Well, Terminator's up again. Besides looking like Contra and Metal Slug, it kind of reminded me of Alien 3 on Super Nintendo. Did you guys play that game?
Yeah.
Never.
Briefly, yeah.
It's fun. It's like a shooter, but it's kind of like a little bit objective, a little bit Metroidvania. It's kind of like an underrated sleeper hit, I think. It's a good game.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I remember playing on emulator. I didn't play it on authentic hardware, but definitely remember it being graphically quite interesting.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Okay.
The rare good movie tie-in. Let's go.
Lemonade did mean playing, not paying. And Hi Tony also said too, in regards to Terminator, he said, it seems like whoever holds the IP rights to Terminator put some Hollywood money into that small publisher. It's like, the other games that they had listed on their website, the Bitmap Bureau guys, it's like non-licensed stuff. So it's like just to see suddenly, it's like, whoa, you guys have Terminator and it looks like super fluid and smooth. Not that like their other games were like crap or anything, but really crappy looking. It's quite a step up.
Right.
So,
they said, can you make us a really small Terminator 2 game? Here's $10 billion. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for the JAPANews. And I think Ty might have a few boxes of anime trash.
True.
Ty, you don't have any new business, or you just straight to anime?
Not really. I've just been busy like working, packing, and dealing with all the rigmarole of staying alive.
Sure.
You're playing the real life version of Packing, right? That indie game.
Yeah.
Well, for audio version listeners, you guys, we're going to be going to some feedback right now. Videos. Okay, stay tuned. Here we go. Anime trash time.
And I'll see you guys next episode.
Okay.
All right. Peace
and
out.
We'll see James later. And bye, James. And we're going to go on to anime trash.
Yes.
For feedback.
we need some sort of like tag team graphic or something.
Right. Like I don't know if I'm that advanced at Photoshop just yet.
All right. Let's see. I've got to peel off my address, so please don't dox me in like the week I'm going to remain here.
No, you should. Oh, okay, yeah, okay, never mind. So you should just put it up there intentionally.
My name is Walter Hartwell White. I live at 326 Negro Arroyo Lane.
Jesse!
We need to cook. Why is there pizza on the roof? Anyway, I play UFO Catcher every week, and I stack up my anime trash floor to ceiling, and it makes a pain in the ass to move.
Yes.
But here we go. Check it out. When's the last time you saw Haruhi anything?
Last week? Last time? No.
Really?
No, I don't know,
so.
Man. Haruhi?
Yeah, it's a now classic anime, I would say, but now there's a bunny girl and I have it.
Is the anime just called Haruhi? Was
what
it
the hell is it called?
All on Host Club? Is it that one?
No.
Okay, never mind.
What? It has some long name, but Haruhi is in it.
Okay.
And I think the show was like canceled randomly when like if it came out, the main voice actress was like sleeping with everyone else.
Okay. Except for the person that wanted to sleep with her?
Maybe. Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it?
And it was the person who was paying paychecks.
Yeah. But you know, it still has a lot of OG fans.
Okay.
So sorry if I got the details wrong, but Haruhi is alive and well in 2025. Okay. At least in UFO catcher figure form.
Lemonade's in our Discord. He showed some a figure that he had got that's similar to one that Ty had last time.
Like he saw it on the show. He's like, I need to have it.
Yeah, and he says, "Hey, I've been liking my Anime Chan pen holder." He put like a Mario, some kind of like a Mario pen. So she was
a stylus, right?
Yeah, that's what it was then. Yeah.
Nice. All right, I want you to scream this character's name as excitedly as possible. All right, here we go.
You're talking to me or the audience? That guy. Is it Sans?
Sans. Yes, Sans. It's like Yarn Sans.
Oh, that's awesome. Yarn. Okay, that's cool.
It's a lot heavier than yarn, so I assume it's plastic.
It could be full of beans.
It could be full of beans. I'm full of beans, but yeah, it's like a cool Sans figure. It looks like he's knit.
Yeah. It reminds me of like
he weighs like he's lead.
It reminds me of like the Yoshi's Woolly World like amiibo.
Yeah, that kind of style. Right, that was actually from Toriba. Believe it or not.
Actually, High Tawny had the name right first. It's John Undertale.
John Undertale.
Yes.
All right. But in one of these boxes, I got one I was really excited to get. Let's see. Let's see if it's in this one. This one's from Capcom.
Okay.
Which has really been my go-to over like the last 6 months or so.
Sure.
But you can only play Capcom UFO if you're in Japan.
Ah, okay.
But they are really nice with the free tickets and easy machines. Yes, she's here. Guess whomst?
We got a Miku?
Nope.
Okay.
What would I go out of my way for?
Abreu, what's her name? The thing. She comes up every episode.
It's a Nikkei.
Or Nikkei.
Yes. Yes. This is Drake, which is actually one of my top 5 favorites.
Not to be confused with the rapper. They look a little bit different, kind of similar in some ways.
Yeah, this is the Drake that I care about.
Okay.
Fair enough. Great. She's also like in the game, she's not really a lewd character. She's like she's a fucking goofball. That's what she is.
Lemonade approves. Nice Nikkei figure.
Yes, I love Drake. Drake is the best. Yeah, actually, my player profile has like the Drake title next to it.
Okay.
It says I'm a moron. But yeah, I got the Drake figure. So happy that I did. All right, there's one more box. It's also from Capcom.
Okay.
Let's see, what do we got? Ah, this is great. Do you like girls with pink hair? Because there are 2.
Okay. You got a Sonico?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
You guessed it. Okay, I'll pull that one out first.
Okay, I just assumed it was like pink hair. That's the only one I know.
Yeah. Yes. maybe when I move to the new place, I'll do a Sonico unboxing with all my pre-anime trash segment Sonicos that I got. So there you go. Pretty straightforward.
Right.
Mom, don't come in.
Yes, exactly.
Noodle Stopper figure white bikini version.
There it is. It's got to be variants.
Yes. You should play the Super Sonico game on PC.
How lewd is it? Does mom not come in?
It is kind of lewd. Like, Mom can come in, but she won't approve.
Sure.
It's kind of like a photography game where you have to hit cues from like different angles.
Okay.
And there's a thing in the beginning. If you have first-person shooter experience, you should select hard mode. And I'm like, whoa, what kind of game is this?
Right, that's weird.
All right. Next up, it's a Nikkei. Let's go. They released 2 Nikkei figures last month. Yes, Alice.
Okay.
She's also kind of a dumb goofball. She has rabbit ears. She's actually really strong in gameplay terms, so a lot of people are Alice fans.
Huh.
Yep. I mean, I guess she's okay.
Okay.
But okay, that'll do it for UFO catcher trash.
Okay. All right. Your video's been kind of freezing up a little bit there from time to time. Your audio's fine, so I don't know, man.
Okay, yeah, it's probably just somebody else in the building, like torrenting 1,000 gigs of porn.
Or the company knows you're leaving, so they're just like, you know what? Let's screw this guy's internet up.
Yep.
So, but anyways, like I said, that's gonna do it for some anime trash. So let's go ahead and move on to a little bit of feedback from
Let's
you
go.
guys. And if you guys have any feedback, any comments or questions or anything like that you want to direct at us, there are several ways that you can do that. You can email us at thefamicast@gmail.com. Hit us up on social media at the Famicast. Sign off in the comments on YouTube or site article. Obviously, live chat. You're going to have a little bit of a preferential treatment there because you're right here. And then you'll get your stuff read out like these guys. One more thing just to catch up on the chat. Lemonade said, hey, man, a good week for the trash. Yeah, hell yeah. There we go. So I did kind of talk about one of the comments earlier from Russ about Indiana Jones, so we're not going to say that again, but something that Metal Mike brought up on social media, because I posted like a tweet or whatever of the Tony Hawk 3 and 4, and there's no demo for the Switch version, but he says, yeah, Switch 2, I bet. It's like, yeah, I mean, Switch 2, blowout is less than a month away, so I would say it's highly likely that we're going to see this Tony Hawk game on that system as well, and we'll probably see a demo is going to be available for that version, while the Switch version will just be like, yep, upgrade you babies, or something like that. So, but then after that, just one other comment here too, and Ty, maybe you have some kind of something you might want to add to some of this too. So years ago, I made a video about the RandNet disk, which is kind of like the online hub for the 64DD, and this is a fun one to make. Lots of stuff. Man, my disk actually had some saved emails and like stuff too, which is just a treasure trove of stuff to kind of go through. And the comment here came from the Martian Mancumster, and
good name.
Yeah, that must mean something. I don't know. Anyways, he says he or she or whatever they say, the concept of using a cartridge as a modem is really cool. I love seeing the way Nintendo adapted their hardware to do things like that. Same thing for the GBA carts they made to act as extra RAM for old DS, for the old DS Lite internet browser, etc. So, yeah, I mean, Ty, obviously, we're old enough where we grew up at a time where not everything connects via USB. So especially video games, shit got weird, and like the companies had to do stuff.
Yeah, who out there has ever yelled, "Mom, don't pick up the phone" when you're trying to play a dial-up game with your friend?
Yeah, or just I'm just not even games. It's usually on the internet. It's like don't do that. Yeah,
right. I mean, I've done some dial-up console gaming on like Super Nintendo X-Band and the Dreamcast, and it sucks.
Yeah,
it was great at the time, however.
Yeah. I mean, I think we tried to do some of the Dreamcast stuff. I don't remember what we were trying to do, but yeah, not too much. And like that's the crap thing about obviously dead systems and stuff like that. There's no way to access some of the information that was previously available unless somebody archived it, which not many people did. But like I said, the disc that I have, it has a bunch of like personal emails and stuff, and also promo emails and stuff like that was sent from Nintendo to users, which is kind of just another cool window into like what they were doing at the time. So, and even some of the online stuff, like on the Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, like, man, yeah, because of some of the Game Boy carts and stuff like that, like one of them was like an email based thing, and like if somebody had saved some of their data or something like that, or if the saved battery wasn't wiped, I could still have access to some of those things to kind of see how it worked. But like for this other Game Boy thing, it was gone. But the disk drive thing I have, yeah, there.
Yep. Oh, there was like a couple of downloadable GBA visual novels, and if you didn't have like the right cartridge or something, if you were running it in some unofficial capacity, the characters would like jump scare you by doxing you with your own IP address.
That's weird.
This is real, trust me. There were like 2 games that did this, and one was like a port of Higurashi, I think, and there was another one. Maybe it was like, I don't know. Was there a Tsukihime game on GBA? I don't know, but that shit is real.
Yeah, actually, Ty, I made a video on this years ago, but tell me if you've ever seen this thing, the mobile adapter GB for Game Boy Color.
Yeah, I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, and it's weird because like if you're looking at the video version, this thing literally hooked up to like a cell phone, and that's how you would get it to access the internet, and then you could plug your Game Boy Color or Advance into it. Even like Mario Kart Advance or Mario Kart Super Circuit had support for this thing. If you go to like the Japanese ROM, even on Nintendo Switch Online, you can see there was an option for, I forgot what it said, like basically online or something like that. But I did a whole like 20-minute video about this like 5 or 6 years ago. Super fascinating. And there are apparently like 3 versions of this little device too, just to kind of coincide with the different phone technologies that were available at the time.
Right.
So like, man, this thing, yeah, it's cool. Even on the back of this, they tell you like, here are the model of phones that you need to
yeah, I
use
was
this
kind of
thing with.
looking at that.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's kind of hard and probably a little bit difficult to read, even like looking at it with my terrible eyesight and stuff. But
yeah, that's clear enough. Somebody can screenshot it if they're trying to do it at home.
Yeah, but yeah, anyway, I don't have any of these type of phones, like Kira, Sony. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, the ways that Nintendo and other companies had to go about ways to, not just necessarily for internet connectivity, just for like disconnecting devices and stuff like that, was really wild back in the day. And it's not so wild these days. A little bit boring, but definitely a lot easier to handle, I think.
Cool.
Yeah. But that's going to do it for feedback. And that is actually going to do it for the show today. If you want to follow us individually on social media, you can. You can follow me at DannyBiv, DANNYBIV. Ty, where can the fine folks find you?
You can find me on the Nikkei official social media platform, blah blah link.
And that's like a real thing too, right? It's not fake.
Yes, and my display name on there right now is Spaghetti Magazine.
Perfect. And if
you can find me as Super Cat Drugs pretty much anywhere else.
Right. You can find JC on Bluesky at Famicomplicated as well. Yep. So Ty, I'm glad you were actually able to make it in today, man. Thanks for hustling in and that type of stuff. And like I said, just check out the beginning of the show. James, some people are actually genuinely concerned.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
anyway. I'm really curious now. Is it like just an overturned train? Anime figures everywhere?
You just have to take a look. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Ender thing ready here. Thank you guys for checking out the show live. Those of you that can make it, if you're watching the video version, leave us some likes and stuff like that if you like what we're doing.
Yes, get those metrics up. Leave the video on while you go to work.
Yes, all that type of stuff. No, like say so. I think likes are the thing people see and they're like, hey, it's a tangible way to kind of show how much you like something, literally. So, all right. Well, like I said, that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for checking the show out today. And Ty, thanks for coming in. And we will catch you guys next time.
Peace.